Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm about ready to show you something on the Magnepan. This is actually the Mikey pan. You can see this is a 3.7i that I've completely taken apart, stripped down. The only thing original is, well, I'll show you it's on back, but I stripped it completely down. And I added this on the outside. If you know Maggie's, then you know that this section over here is the mid-range. It's on the same membrane as the woofer. And the only thing to keep the vibrations from messing with the mids is these little buttons that are kind of anchored down. They sort of hold the membrane in place on a few spots, but I just still didn't like it. I never liked it. So actually, you guys were probably here. I took those 1.7s, I put them on the outside, and then I plugged them in as a mid-range, and it sounded so good, I decided to seek out a BG Radia. That's a 40-inch ribbon right there that's 2 inches wide. That's the mid-range now. And so it's on a little swivel, so I can angle it in to make it time align a little bit better, because I couldn't get it any closer than this to the tweeter. If I was to do it again, I probably would have put these two on their own baffle, closer together, and then separated this off. Maybe another time, but I may move on. Okay, so anyways, what I'm here for is to show you how I did the stand, okay? Because the stand is like, it's really easy to do, and it's way better than the Magnepan stand. I mean, check this out. Like, I mean, I don't know if you can see, but there's like, I mean, I can't budge this thing. You look on the bottom, see that toe, that lifting? It's so rigid. If I put sandbags on those feet, this thing, you could bump into it, you could walk into it, and you'd fall over, and it wouldn't move. So I'm going to tell you how to make these. Now, normally this would be something that I may make into a product and sell, and I'm going to share with you guys how I would do it, so that you can just save any markup that I would have done. You can do it yourself if you are so inclined to do it yourself. Now, it is going to it will entail drilling. Well, actually, I don't know that you might have to, depending. I would have to spend some time with, I don't know how the LRS is, because I don't have the LRSs here, but mainly this is for the people that are buying the new LRS. It's only $650. I mean, you don't want to buy a stand for $600 for a $600 pair of speakers, do you? No, that's crazy. So, I mean, if there's $7,000 speakers like these were, then sure. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, what you want to do is go to McMaster Carr. Okay, that is a supply house. Okay, what that stuff is on the bottom, it's called Strut brace. Okay, so you look for Strut brace. Just put that into the search bar. Okay, and then all you're going to do is you're going to get two verticals. Okay, see how I've got them here, and I've got a little. This is a plastic thing that fills the channel, right? And then I drilled through the metal and go right where the hole is on the Maggie. I use the factory holes on the Maggie. If you don't have factory holes, which you won't on the smaller pieces, the solution, and you can come up with your own, but this one solution would be to drill straight through the baffle, and then you put a carriage bolt on the front, so like that, and then you got your threads back here that go under, inside the channel, and then you can hide it with this cover, and then you can actually put an end piece over there to cover that as well, which you see like down here. Okay, see those little end pieces are like rubber end pieces. So you're going to look for the strut brace, and you're going to look for all these fittings. They're all in the same area. You're going to make an L. You're going to put two skids on the bottom. One skid there, one skid there. Those are just two vertical pieces. Okay, so I've got one that goes, that's maybe 3 feet. Same with that one. Now it's going to change depending on what model you have, how long you go. So I did one along the skid along the bottom, and then a brace that goes straight up along the back on the edge here, okay? And then I did a second brace down here to hold the two together, and then some angled pieces that hold it, and then I did another brace across a cross member down here and one there, and then those little L brackets that go in the corner to hold it. And then you've got all the hardware and everything is in there. And they have these little nuts that go are on springs that hold themselves in there, so you can tighten these down. But that's all it is, man. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 pieces is what you need. You need just 10 pieces, including those. That's including the angle bottoms. You know, that are right. Let me get you in the corner there. Whoops, right there. See how they are? And these are heavy duty, man. These are like, I mean, this is serious heavy duty stuff. You crank it down, and it's not moving at all. And here's how it is on the front. You see there, and then I got the plastic things right there to cover the channel, and then the little end caps. So it would be even less expensive to do. There's two different sizes of these angle brackets, and you do the smaller ones for the LRS, and man, you can make yourself some kick-ass stands for the Maggie, like the rigid, man. Like this thing is rigid is all get out. Furthermore, I actually, you know, I put C-channel on here. That also enhances the rigidity, but even without the C-channel, it was still extremely rigid. So with something like this, here's the 0.7. Okay, you know, if I was going to redesign, I would do something that would fit in these mounting holes. You could do something there, but to do rather than I don't have that design yet in my head, but I could do it. But I'm feeling right here, this feels like wood, and it feels like there's wood in here too. This is like that looks like a 1-inch maybe piece, a strip, and then a 1-inch strip there. I've never been under this fabric, so I don't know what these look like there. And so, okay, that's a screw. Let's see, I don't see anything on the back. So if you wanted to, what you would do is you wouldn't even have to go up that high. You would go up the back, you would go up to maybe here, halfway up you could go. You go halfway up, and with a strut, and then on the front, okay, you don't have to put anything, but you might want to put a wood trim strip, you know, something like that looks nice. Wood or metal, whatever you prefer, or you could just make your hole and have the carriage bolts sitting right there on the fabric. I don't know how well that would work. It would still work, actually. So you could do any of them, depending on what look you want, but it will entail you drilling straight through this puppy. And what you want to do is take a soldering iron, and you want to touch it to this fabric, and then it will melt a circle. It will melt it away, because the last thing you want to do is try and drill through this fabric. You will tear the piss out of this stuff, and it'll get snagged on your drill bit, and it'll just yank it and tear it up. So you'd use a soldering iron, hold it there, and it'll melt a circle away, and make it the size of the bit, and then just go ahead and drill it. And then you will put you'll put your struts like are over there. You'll put them on back here. You can either buy the struts that are pre-drilled with holes and then hope that they line up because they're ovals, or you can just drill your own with the solid ones like I did. It's a little trickier to get. You have to be precise with your measurement that way. And then you would take your carriage bolt, go through here, go through that strut on the back, the vertical strut, and then do your skids on the bottom, which would be 2 skids on the bottom. Do your angle brackets like you see there down in the corners, and then the further angle brackets, the bigger ones, which go the longer ones, the flat stock. And man, this is a hell of a Maggie stand, boy, and it'll cost you maybe a couple $100. And depending on these, I don't even know, maybe even less on the little ones. But I would say a couple $100. And if you want to further enhance them, you could put spikes underneath, put threaded holes down there, and then thread some spikes up there, and then they'll couple to the floor better. Or if you're on wood, you would put these, and then you could put those little rubber isolation feet underneath that thread up into that metal. So there you have it. There's a freebie from Mikey on how to make a killer Maggie stand. And just that's how I did this one, and it came out really, really good. And it will be just as rigid as any of those other ones out there. And that's it. So thanks for joining, and we'll have the Maggie pans back in the rig in not too long. The Mikey pans, I suppose. And we'll be back at it with the 4-way active. So anyways, there's the stand. There's how you make a Maggie stand for yourself, and you don't have to spend $600, $700, $800 and worry about that. Make them for a couple $100, rigid as heck, and be good to go. All right, thanks. See you.